guys, and welcome to Critters Distillery here in Woolgoolga, New South Wales, Australia. I've got Chris here with me.
Morning.
How are you? Today, we're going to talk through the process of the collaboration where you're using our Champion blend in your new coffee liqueur. There's some amazing drinks coming out of this place, some award-winning alcohols here. Give us a bit of a rundown of Critters, I guess. Where did it start and where has it come to now?
Well, look, Critters Distillery started January 2020.
Okay.
So very challenging time to start your own business, but as a distillery, we're in a unique opportunity to help a lot of people. We made hand sanitizer for the first 6 months of the distillery's life.
Sure.
Nothing but. But here at Critters, it started as a hobby and a passion that literally grew out of control. And
Sure.
here we are.
Beautiful. And award-winning, I mentioned. You've got a bunch of different on the menu.
That's
what
right.
have we got there?
So here at Critters, we're one of 650 Australian distilleries. But we're quite unique in the fashion that we're only about 30 of us out of those 650 that make our own alcohols from scratch.
Sure.
So we're one of the distilleries that brews, ferments and distills. Here at Critters, we started life with our vodka. Now our vodka is double distilled and unfiltered. That one in particular, it currently holds a silver from the World Vodka Awards in 2022.
Yep.
In 2023, brought home the gold medal for Australia. So we're very proud of our vodka, and that's our base spirit that we're going to use for our coffee liqueur.
Great. Now, learning more about Critters, I did notice you're big on sustainability. How does that work in your business?
Look, that's right. I think sustainability is becoming more and more prevalent in everyone's lives.
Sure.
And so as a small business, we've taken that opportunity to really capitalise on that.
Yeah.
Here at Critters Distillery, we are a sustainable distillery. We have a very large solar system, which was up on our roof.
Cool.
Actually exports energy from the distillery now. It was installed by another local company. So again, we work collaboratively with local companies to get certain things done. And from that, as I said, we export energy from the distillery now. Other things we do, we're quite unique in how we manage our wastewater process. All of our wastewater gets captured. It gets held in mobile tanks because it's pH balanced and it's very, very high in nutrients. So whilst it's a waste product for us, it's very useful for someone else, and that someone else is a farmer. So we work with a local farm and a nutrient enrichment program to help recover their soil from soil loss and nutrient losses. And all of our wastewater goes back to their irrigation program. Other things we do with our waste products, so we also have grain waste, which comes from the Voyager craft malt team down in Griffith. That grain waste goes up to a free-range chicken farm. Other things we do is waste alcohols. All they get used for cleaning lots of shiny stainless steel that you can see behind us, and making into sanitizers and other cleaning products.
Very cool. So let's get stuck into it.
Yep.
Let's make some coffee liqueur. You're going to talk us through the process. All right, so let's make this coffee liqueur. I've got Kamil here as well. He's going to help us brew this one. And today we're using our Champion blend. So our Champion blend is our house blend. It's our go-to for when we really want those nice, rich flavors. It's got tasting notes of milk, chocolate, maple syrup, and jasmine. So it's where we're going to start on this batch, and if we feel we needed to go a little bit lighter, we want it more acidic, or we want to go a bit darker, we can go with a fix or something else. But I think Champion's going to really bring out some of the nice rich flavours that are going to be what we're chasing in this one. And historically, I think you mentioned from past batches before, you've kind of chased those nice rich strong flavours without the bitterness.
Yep.
So do you want to give us a bit of a rundown of how you want to prepare this one?
So for this one, we're using our vodka as our base spirit. It's a neutral vodka that carries nice vanilla notes, caramel notes, as well as it's quite sweet on the palate. Today what we're going to be using this Champion blend, we're going to pour it into a 65 micron bag, and we're going to effectively use around 7.5 kilos to 100 litres of vodka. For that, that's going to give us about 75 grams per litre. With this as well, it's going to soak in these bags in the vodka at around 20 to 25 degrees for a minimum of 48 hours.
Beautiful. So we've had this coffee ground to like a paper filter, which will work perfectly with this cloth filter as well. We don't want to be so fine that we're really getting too much of the coffee through the filter, but we also want to make sure that we get the opportunity to get the best out of the coffee. We need it to really soak in, extract the best flavours from that coffee. We don't want to bring out any of the bitterness, so going too fine, but we should see this grind work perfectly as well. So.
That's right. And pre-bottling, after its 48-hour soak, we add a few extra bits and pieces. We're going to use some organic vanilla bean, which has grown up in far north Queensland today. And we're going to actually throw that into the batch as well. We're going to use full whole vanilla pods, and we're going to soak them in that vodka as well. From there, once it's actually had time to infuse, we're going to filter it through around a 1 micron filter before we place it in our bottles.
So if I was going to make myself a tasty drink with this bottle, what should you just drink it straight? We're on the rocks. Is there any other special way that you would prepare this coffee liqueur?
Look, for me, coffee liqueur is one of my favourite things. It combines 2 things, caffeine and alcohol.
Sure.
So for me, I think it's an amazing spirit to work with. You can always do your classic espresso martinis, and we'll probably talk more about that later, but I really like mine neat on ice.
Yep.
We finish this off at around 25% alcohol. And if you compare it to other commercially available coffee liqueurs, some of those are down to around 16% alcohol. So this one's a little bit stronger. So serving it with products such as milk or with a cream, or even one of my secrets is over a vanilla bean ice cream. Problem is I have to wait for the kids to go to bed before I can have a second bowl.
Sure.
So it's very, very versatile, and the fact that you can actually work with it, drink it neat and enjoy it on ice says something about the base spirit we use, and then again the coffees that we're using as well.
While he finishes that off, do you want to give us a quick rundown of some of the other drinks on the menu that you also make?
Look, here at Critters Distillery, because we make our own base spirit, as I mentioned before, we've got an amazing versatile base that we can generate and create a lot of things with. Here at Critters, we started off life with our vodka. From that, we then moved into gins. So we have 2 different ranges of gins here at Critters. We have our native gin and we have our blue bottle gin. From that as well, we are actually producing limoncello, where we use Australian bush lemons in that. And we also are producing as fast as we can rum. So up behind us in the barrel racking system up here, we have all of our rum barrels sitting up there. So they'll be aged for a minimum 2 years in the distillery before we can legally call it rum. It's going to be about 3 years from when we actually barreled the first barrel to when we release our rum. And we're also starting a very exciting project with another local business soon to create a whiskey. That'll be a single malt whiskey that you're actually, it's going to be exciting. It's tomorrow we start that one, so we're looking forward to that as well.
Yeah. Amazing. So let's move on to the next process for this one and get brewing.
Happy days.
All right, so what's next, boys?
For us, we're just going to seal this bag up. Literally nothing too technical about it. Tie a knot in the top. Then we're going to slowly infuse it into that vodka. As I said, it's going to sit there for a minimum 48 hours at around 20 to 25 degrees. Then we're going to add our special little vanilla beans. Now, these are quite unique to us. They're grown up in far north Queensland, and they are fully sustainable and organic vanilla bean. And we're very, very lucky to have the farm that we work with to actually send these directly to us. We're literally going to drop those into that tank and let them sit and infuse as well. From that point, after around 48 hours as a minimum, we're going to try that coffee liqueur, and we're going to move on to the next step of the process, and we're going to start working towards bottling that product. Love it. Okay. So Kamil's just going to place it there down into that vodka nice and gently, and we're going to let that sit in that drum. As you can see, that vodka almost immediately reacts with that coffee and starts extracting all of those flavours that we spoke about earlier.
Beautiful. So this is a submersion method. So in the coffee oil, we're talking about toddies or other ways that we'll have the coffee sitting in the liquid for a period of time. Mm-hmm. So if you're doing something like this at home, or if you're just in coffee world, we've got many levers to pull. We've got time, like that 48 hours. We've got the dose, which is the 7.5 kilos, and then obviously the grind is going to dictate a lot of flavour. So once we come back and we drink this coffee and we kind of review it, we'll get a chance to see which one we think needs to be adapted. You know, longer brew times can change flavours. Maybe it's the grind might bring out some of the other nuances that we want to add or remove. So this space for us is in the coffee world, submersion method. We love this method, slightly different to like a pour over where we're really having that flavour pull through and we need a different kind of time parameter there. So I'm looking forward to see what we can work with.
So we'll literally just drop these straight in. They're just going to go straight in and they'll sit down on the bottom of this tank. We'll drop those in. like that. Basically, they're going to rehydrate in that vodka and extract all of that beautiful vanilla flavour as well. It adds just a little bit of smoothness and almost a sweetness to it. Using vanilla bean, it gives it the perception of sweetness without adding a lot of sugar back into our coffee liqueur. So we're just going to seal this drum up now, and essentially we'll see it in another 48 hours.
All right, so we're back in the bar. This is not an espresso bar. This is not where I'm most comfortable. I love being in the coffee bar. This is your bar. So you want to give us a rundown of what's going on here?
That's right. So Kamil's going to whip up one of our favourite ways to enjoy a coffee liqueur, and that is with an Espresso Martini. It's a classic drink that combines coffee and vodka essentially, and a fresh shot of espresso. So Kamil, I'll hand over to you, mate. This is your world.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so what we're going to do today is basically we're going to utilize 3 of our products. So our main base obviously is for any espresso martini will be our vodka. So we got basically a single shot of our Critters vodka. There we go, straight in the shaker. And for that one, we'll be using our Critters coffee liqueur with the Artisti Champion blend. And for that one, we'll do 60 ml. There we go. Finish it off with the fresh espresso. And we're going to ice it up. Here we go. Give it a good and hard shake. That should be nice and ready. As you can probably see, my glass is already chilled. I recommend doing that with all martini-based drinks. Just makes it nice and fresher and will keep your drink colder for longer. Okay, so we're just gonna discard the ice. Final shake. There we go. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna single strain it into our martini glass. As you can see, nice and frothy. Having I think a fresh espresso, it's crucial for this drink. You know, you want to have a little bit of that richness coming from the coffee, but also you want to have the sweetness coming from the coffee liqueur. And then we're going to garnish it with 3 coffee beans. There we go. 1 and 2. And voila. Obviously that's going to set nicely. You can already tell that it's starting to separate. So we're going to have a nice creamy top and rich and sweet and a little bit bitter espresso underneath. Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, that's mine. I don't know what you're having. That's mine. Little lunchtime treat. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So cheers, thanks for coming in for the bar today. And
Oh, that's
Delicious.
good.
thank
That
you.
is delicious.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for showing us through the process. The coffee community really appreciates getting some insight into this world. If anyone has any questions, I'll come back to you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. The guys can answer them for you. Thank you for having us here. It's a beautiful place. People can come and visit if they're in Marzocco on the Coffs Coast, Australia. Be sure to check them out on socials. Check if you would like to buy the product. If you want to buy this, our coffee liqueur, or any of theirs, you can go on to the website crittersdistillery.com.au. Go to any good independent bottle shops and just connect with them online. They've got great products and a great team. So thanks for having us.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
If you haven't already,
Amazing.
subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. Like this video and hit the bell icon. And we'll also put links below if you want to follow and check them out. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
See you.
Bye.
See you soon.